The great Canadian job replacement is here. You've seen the headlines. You've heard the whispers. Canada's job market is strong, resilient even. But that's not the whole story. While the top-line numbers paint a picture of stability, a hidden crisis is unfolding for the youngest members of our workforce. This isn't a forecast about some distant future. It's happening right now. Since powerful generative AI tools became widely available in late 2022, there's been a noticeable decline in early career employment for young Canadians in jobs exposed to AI. Some American data, for instance, points to a 13% drop for workers aged 22 to 25 in those specific roles, offering a potential preview of trends here. This is the Great Canadian Job Replacement. In this video, we'll reveal the data being drowned out by the noise, the industries facing a permanent transformation, and most importantly, the steps you must take to secure your future in this new reality. Section 1. The problem. A tale of two job markets. On the surface, Canada's labor market seems to be holding steady. The national unemployment rate in January 2026 was 6.5%. A number that, in isolation, doesn't ring any major alarm bells. But when you dig beneath that single number, you find a fractured reality. You find a tale of two completely different job markets, one for the experienced and a much, much harsher one for the young. The core of the problem is this: artificial intelligence is quietly hollowing out the first rung of the career ladder. That traditional entry-level job, the one that provided foundational experience for generations, is vanishing. Reports from major Canadian banks warn that people 25 and under are more likely to work in roles at high risk of being replaced by AI, and the data backs this up. The youth unemployment rate for Canadians aged 15 to 24 sits at an elevated 12.8%. That's literally double the national average. This isn't just a feeling. We can trace its acceleration to the widespread availability of generative AI. That's when the ground started to shift. And it's not just about fewer jobs being created. Some analyses showed a staggering drop in entry-level job vacancies in one recent period, a fall of over 33% in just 1 year. That first step into a professional career is becoming exponentially harder to take. This isn't a typical economic downturn where everyone feels the pain equally. This is a targeted replacement, and we have to understand what's being replaced and why before we can figure out how to respond. Section 2. Agitation. The automation of first tasks. So, why is this happening? Why are young Canadians bearing the brunt of this transition? The answer is simple and brutal. AI is exceptionally good at the exact tasks that entry-level jobs were built on. Think about it. Your first year in a professional role has always been about learning by doing routine tasks. It was about summarizing documents, writing basic code, handling standard customer queries, and organizing data. These book-learning tasks are precisely what large language models are now designed to do, often faster and cheaper than a human intern. One CEO even noted he was shocked to see highly qualified programming interns, who previously would have found jobs easily, now struggling for over a year to land a role. The Bank of Canada itself has taken notice. Governor Tiff Macklem has stated that there is early evidence that AI is reducing the number of entry-level jobs and that this may be a factor boosting youth unemployment. He described this as a fundamental structural change, not a temporary blip. The data shows a stark divergence. A Statistics Canada report looking at the period from late 2022 to late 2025 revealed that while employment grew for workers aged 30 to 49 in coding-intensive jobs, it stagnated for younger employees under 30. In a cruel irony, some studies have found that while employment for young workers in AI-exposed fields declined, it actually grew for older, more experienced workers in the very same fields. The veterans, whose complex judgment isn't yet replicable, are being augmented by AI, while the newcomers are being replaced by it. And this AI pressure is being compounded by another major force: demographics. A recent surge in population, partly driven by international students, dramatically increased the supply of labor available for those exact same entry-level roles. So you have more young people competing for a shrinking pool of starting positions. It's a perfect storm of technological disruption and demographic pressure, and it's hitting the 15 to 24 age group with incredible force. Section 3. Agitation. Which industries are in the firing line? This transformation isn't happening everywhere at once. It's concentrated in specific sectors where knowledge is standardized and tasks can be easily automated. If your job relies on executing repeatable processes based on a defined set of rules, you are on the front line. The first and most obvious area is tech and professional services. This is ground zero. It's deeply ironic that the tech sector, which created this AI wave, is one of the first to see its own career pipeline disrupted. We're seeing a significant squeeze on junior software engineering roles as AI coding assistants automate tasks once given to new graduates. We're also seeing this in services like accounting and legal work, where some of the biggest recent declines in entry-level hiring have been felt. Even passing certification exams is no longer a golden ticket, with many new graduates struggling to find practical training placements as firms automate junior-level work. Next up is finance and customer-facing roles. Banks and insurance companies are rapidly adopting AI to handle everything from customer inquiries via chatbots to basic financial analysis. The tasks that were once the training ground for a generation of financial professionals are being handed over to algorithms. The common thread is the vulnerability of codified knowledge. If the core of a job can be written down in a manual, it is at high risk. This is why AI is primarily disrupting the entry level. Senior roles rely more on experience, intuition, and complex problem solving, abilities that are, for now, uniquely human. But make no mistake, this is just the beginning. As AI improves, it will inevitably start climbing the career ladder. The disruption we see at the entry level today is a preview of a much broader transformation to come. Section 4. The solution. The adaptation blueprint. Looking at all this, it's easy to feel a sense of doom. But that's the wrong takeaway. This isn't a story about the end of careers for young people. It's a story about the end of careers as we knew them. The Great Replacement is also the Great Restructuring. Fighting this change is a losing battle. The only winning move is to adapt. So, what can you do? First, reframe the entire narrative. It's not human versus machine. It's human with machine. The goal is no longer to compete with AI on rote tasks. You will lose. The new goal is to become an expert at using AI to augment your own abilities. Be the person who can wield these powerful tools to do higher-level work far sooner in your career than ever before. Companies aren't just looking for coders. They are looking for people who can direct AI to code 10 times more effectively. Second, double down on what makes you human. It's well documented that employers feel new hires are often lacking in critical, soft skills like communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. AI cannot replicate these. It can't negotiate a complex deal, inspire a team, or make an intuitive leap with incomplete information. These human-centric abilities are no longer a secondary asset on your resume. They are your primary competitive advantage. The readiness gap employers complain about is your single biggest opportunity. Third, be strategic. While some sectors are seeing entry-level roles shrink, others are proving resilient or even complementary to AI. We're seeing faster wage growth for young workers in fields like healthcare, applied sciences, and real estate. Hands-on jobs, like those held by skilled tradespeople, are also less exposed because they aren't based on digital tasks. The key is to move toward roles where technology is a tool, not a replacement. Finally, we have to completely rethink what experience means. The old model of spending years on menial tasks to earn a shot at meaningful work is broken. Real-world experience is now more valuable than ever. This means prioritizing co-op programs, internships, and personal projects that prove you can deliver results. Experts are now calling for governments to support employers in reimagining the entry-level job, focusing on mentorship, and giving young workers consequential tasks much sooner. Conclusion and call to action. The Great Canadian Job Replacement is here. It is fundamentally reshaping the beginning of the Canadian career path. The challenge is immense, but the message is not one of despair, it's one of urgent adaptation. The entry-level job as we knew it may be gone, but in its place, new pathways are emerging for those willing to be agile, to augment their skills with technology, and to lean into their uniquely human strengths. The future doesn't belong to those who try to outwork the machine. It belongs to those who learn to master it. But what do you think? Are you seeing this shift in your industry or in your own job search? Share your story and your perspective in the comments below. It's a conversation we all need to have. And if you found this analysis valuable, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We'll be tracking this transformation every step of the way, giving you the insights you need to navigate the future of work in Canada. See you in my next video.